All right, girlfriend. You good to go?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Hello, everybody. And finally, welcome. We have had all sorts of tech problems. My Facebook group, the refresh group, decided that I was temporarily banned for the day. So I don't know what's going on there. So we're trying to do all sorts of different things. So sorry this is coming to you at a weird spot, but we are streaming from Zoom to YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, hey, make sure you comment. And then I will also post the recording to my YouTube, and then we'll share that with the refresh group. But everyone, please welcome. This is Linda Below. She is
Hey.
a star consultant on my team who is an absolute freaking rock star. She's so brave. I was like, Linda, I've got this idea. Like, will you come train with us? And she's like, yeah, sure. Like, okay. Now she's like, what did I sign myself up for?
Right.
Oh, so Linda, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so Linda Belo here, and I am a star consultant. And I've been with Cincy going on 4.5 years. I live in Avon Lake, which is like a suburb of Cleveland, and I absolutely have loved Cincy. I uh, I just fell in love with it. I was probably asked 3 or 4 times to join, and I'm like, no, I'm not good at sales. And then I said, when my sponsor had said, well, just give it a try. And so here I am. And it's been more than I could ever ask for.
Yeah,
It's been very, very rewarding.
it's amazing. And it's so funny because you're like, oh, I'm not good at sales. I need you guys to know Linda kills it in sales. She's so good. And like if you were to watch a YouTube like or a live video of hers, you'd be like, are you sure about that? So good. All right, Linda. Well, tell us what Sensi has done for you, kind of like since you joined.
Okay, so when I first joined, I just thought of this as just a hobby,
Hmm.
and this for some extra money for my family to be able to do things. And I've been very blessed because when I first got my first commission check, the first thing I wanted to do was donate to a good cause. My one of my girlfriend's daughter was doing a gold reward for Girl Scouts, and she was doing a playground, and I wanted to donate money to the playground. So I that was my first donation, and then after that, it just kind of domino effect, and then I'm able to go on vacation with my family, and then I I went ahead and bought my whole family like Cedar Point passes, and then also with Cincy. I never pay for World Tour or SFR. Cincy pays for that. So when I know with my commissions and my sales, like I put that aside. And so when I go, it's not coming out of the family budget because that's the biggest thing is that all these extras that I do cannot come out of the family budget that we have. Because my husband is a sole provider, and then I also do a little work at our church, and then I do Cincy. So I make Cincy a priority to fund the fun things that I want to do, and also um, just being able to um like go out to lunch with my friends and not have that come out of the budget or go for coffee and tea. So it's been very rewarding.
Yeah, and I think that's huge. And so I really wanted Linda to share kind of that with you guys, because I know so many of you are just kind of getting started in your Sensi journeys, or you're not quite where you want to be yet. But life-changing money doesn't have to be like quit your job, retire your husband. Like it can be as simple as not thinking twice about going out to lunch with a friend without having it to impact your family budget. And I think budgeting now is more important than ever with just kind of the way everything is. I mean, eggs are wildly expensive, right? And
Yes.
like I shared in my training 2 days ago, we need to not go into debt with Sensi. So I love that you mentioned that when you go to Sensi events like World Tour and SFR, you don't go into debt for those. You're not dipping into your family funds for that. You are making sure that you are bringing in enough commissions with your Sensi to cover those kind of things, which is absolutely huge. All right, so Linda, we're going to be talking today just about parties. So, guys, just so you know, it's going to be Q&A style. So I'm going to ask Linda some questions. She's going to answer them. We won't really be able to see your comments until later on, so please hold off. Just kind of to the end, write them down if you can, and then share them in the comments on Facebook or YouTube. And we'll get to those as soon as we can. But yeah, so go ahead and tell me, what are the benefits of partying? Like, why should these consultants watching this training do parties?
The biggest thing for me is to meet new people. I love chatting it up with people. When I go to my vendor shows, I'm approaching everybody that's coming up to my table. I'm like, just a simple smile too. Just you're just welcoming them. I like to grow my customer base. Because what I'm finding out is that I brought on a few, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. I brought on a few consultants. Well, those few consultants were my customers. So now I got to sling back and get out there and get more people. And then also, I just love solving people's problems. That was my biggest thing is that what can Cincy do for you? And especially like our counter cleaner, or, we have so many products that can solve people's problems, like cleaning in 5 seconds,
Oh
so
yeah.
that's my biggest thing is that how can I make your life simplified? And then also the money, the PRV. So, I really like those paychecks.
Hey, you and me both, girlfriend. You and me both. Yeah. So,
And
meeting new people is huge. The thing with sales is if you want to increase your PRV, you have to increase your customer base. And partying is just kind of a all-encompassing way to do everything. You meet new people, you increase your PRV, you're able to help people, you're growing your customer base, all of those things. It grows your paycheck, right? And also, by doing parties, you're able to grow your team. So I don't know about you, but anytime I do a party, I ask every single host if they want to join. The only time I don't ask is if the party doesn't hit qualifying or the host is just kind of like MIA and doesn't really do much. But otherwise, I ask like everyone. So, Linda, tell us about how partying has helped you grow your team.
so yeah, that's a funny story. So when I started doing Cincy, I was doing a party, and 3 months in, I had a lady. Her name was Randy, and she's like, "I want to do what you do," and I was like, "Okay, I don't even know what I'm doing," and so we just started chatting it up, and then so Randy came on, and then in the meantime, I also added my other girlfriends, Mary and Connie, because they saw that I'm having fun doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then my latest one is Brenda. I was doing a party for her, and then I told her how much she was going to make off this party, and she's like, "Well, I want an extra $100," and
Right.
so we went ahead and flipped her. And then my last one was her name is Mary as well, and she took up me up on that $20 join deal.
Yeah. Freaking.
So right now I have, I believe like 4 or 5, I think 5 underneath me. And
Yeah.
then Randy has grown her team by 4 people. So
Yeah,
it's,
you guys are growing fast
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's amazing. So, yeah, so just so you guys know, Randy was a party guest that decided that she wanted to be a consultant, right? Brenda was actually someone who hosted multiple parties with Linda.
yes.
And then at her most recent party, she was like, I think you said she had how many people in that group?
75 people.
Why would you not ask that person to become a consultant? Like, if you
Yeah,
have a party with 75 people in it, like that's crazy.
yeah.
So, yeah, Linda flipped that party. So, just so you guys know, if you don't know about party flipping, you can look in the workstation. There's an FAQ all about it. But essentially, you use the host credit to get the host exclusive kit, and then you flip all the PRV to them. I'm just going to touch on this super fast, Linda. For everyone watching, I want you to think about it like this. You are not losing PRV by flipping a party. Instead, you are gaining a new team member. And those sales are not your sales until you close that party and the host did not join. Otherwise, don't even consider them your sales. Don't even count them towards your monthly PRV. Essentially, those are their sales from their friends and their family and their coworkers. And if you give it, like if they join, always, always, always give them the PRV from their sales, from their friends and their family and their customers. Do not keep those sales if they join. If they don't join, obviously they're all yours. But I just wanted to touch on that so fast. Okay, so that's how it's helped you grow a team, which is huge. Like, there's just so many benefits to partying. And let's go ahead and start off. So, Linda, you were telling me about this in-person kind of like party slash open house that you host at your church. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yes, I do it twice a year.
Mhm.
And then what I do is I open it up to the community. A lot of my customers are from out of town, so some of them will come in and visit or whatever. But I open it up to the community, and that's where I put all my waxes, my warmers, and everything out on display. And I invite my church and whoever's local in the community if they want to see Cincy. And I always do it in March and August, the 2 times when we change the catalog.
Okay,
So that's what I do.
I love that. And so, like, what do you gain from that? Like, what does that do
Um,
for you?
well, it well PRV, and then also it gains relationships because I'm keeping that going with them. And also when I do these parties at the church, like I will play like some games, guessing games and stuff like that. And I keep the party going,
I love
and
that.
and I also feed them. I like to feed people.
That's huge. That's huge. And yeah, and home parties, they're hard, they're tricky to book. But when you get one booked, they're amazing. It's always really great when you can get the products in front of people's faces, right? But let's be real, not everyone wants to book a home party. But I know that you've had a lot of success with Facebook parties, right? All
Yes.
right. So tell us, how do you book those Facebook parties?
So um, what I do is that I go back like usually a year or 6 months,
Mhm.
people who have consistently bought from me, and I go and I use my Cincy Connect, um, the app. And I also use Project Broadcast,
Okay.
but it will tell me like when was the last time they ordered. But I go out there and I will send them like a private message, and what I will say is like I just recently sent this out yesterday to a few people because I tried to do 7 to 10 requests a week, basically saying, "Hey, would you like to have a party?" And what like yesterday, it was Groundhog Day, so that was kind of like my opening. Hey, it's
Yeah.
Groundhog Day, and then I'll say, "Well, since he is offering 10% off this month, I would love to open you a shopping link." And then it just kind of opens conversation that way instead of saying party because people get scared that with the word party. So
Okay.
I'll just say let's open a shopping link, and then that stems the different conversations like on how that happens. But
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to rewind really quick, guys. So you're going through the Sensi Connect app to find your list of people who've ordered in the last 6 to 12
yes,
months, right? And
yes,
then you're asking 7 to 10 people per week to get a party booked, right?
yes,
All right, so I want everyone listening to hear that loud and clear. So she's going through people that ordered in the last 6 to 12 months. Those are the
yes.
people she'll ask, and she's specifically asking 7 to 10 people per week to get these parties booked. So if you're over here and you're saying, I can't book a party, nobody wants to book, if you're asking less than 7 to 10 people to host per week, that's why. That is why, because you have to go with sheer numbers. You need to be asking a lot of people because
Right.
most of them are going to say no, right, Linda? Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, last month I only had one out of maybe 50 people that I asked that said yes, and that's okay. It's
Yep.
okay,
And it is.
because you're putting like the bug in their ear, and I figured I have to ask them 7 times before they'll say yes.
Yes, so that's huge, guys. If someone doesn't say no the first time, that doesn't mean no forever. You can
Right.
ask them again. It might just be a bad time. They might have just too much on their plate, or they might be tight on funds, or whatever that is. Linda, can you tell me more about when you're asking them to host? So you said that you're offering them a rewards link first, but what do you ask after the link? So how do you get them to go from a rewards link to a party?
Um, uh, I just say to them, hey, we have the shopping link. You can share it with your friends. And I go, it'd be pretty awesome. I'll just create you a Facebook page and you can share it with your friends. And it's I go, it's pretty easy. I go, I do all the work. All you have to do is just share the page to your friends, and then I will post. And then 9 times out of 10, there's other conversations going on where I'll say, hey, if you can interact, that'd be great. Um, and just like the post and then comment.
Yeah. So how are you getting them to add their friends in?
They just do.
They just do. You're just like they're just kind of doing it.
Yeah, I just tell them what they need to do, and they just do
Okay.
it.
You're just coaching them through it. I love that. That is so simple. All right. So, if someone says no, they don't want a rewards link or no, they don't want to host, how do you respond to that? Or like, what do you do?
Uh, I, Um, I say no worries
Mhm.
because I don't want to pressure them. And then I just say, well, I'll just follow um, back with you in a couple months.
Perfect. Yeah.
And
And
then
that's,
that's what happened to me exactly because I have two parties here I'm going to book for March.
yeah.
I have their notes like posted on my wall that reminds me I'm going to circle back with them at the end of here, February, and say, hey, um, I remember you.
I love that. That is,
Yeah.
it's just so simple. And that's, I think, how we need to be. All right. So that's what we do when someone says no. But what do you do when someone says yes? Like they want a rewards link. They'd love to set up a Facebook group party. What is kind of like the next steps?
So what I do is then I go into the workstation and I say create a party, and then I always make it a fun name because you never want to use the word Cincy in your parties. Like for instance, the one I have going now is um, and I went brain dead.
Oh, I think
I
you
was
told,
like,
hold on, wait. I think you told it to me yesterday. It was,
10.
hold, Luck of the Irish Party. That's what it was.
Yeah, look at Lisa's look of the Irish. Yeah, even though it's not March or whatever, but we're running with it. And
I love it.
anyway, so you just got to make it fun and memorable. And so that's so I create the link in a workstation, and I put them as like the owner of the link,
Mhm.
the customer, and then I just copy it, and then I create a group in Facebook, and then I bring that link over with a cute little image
Mhm.
that says shopping link, and then I pin it to the top so people can always um, know where it's at.
Right. Perfect. Yeah. So you're going through and you're kind of like finding a time that works for them. Then you're going through, you're creating the party in the workstation, and then you're creating that Facebook group, pinning it to the post in the workstation. That is huge. And then for the host to invite their guests, you said like most of your hosts just kind of like do it automatically.
Yeah, they know 9 times out of 10 they know how to run Facebook, and
Yeah.
so just they just know. Like I said, just go down through your friends list and just add them, and then sometimes like this party that I'm doing right now, like only like 15 people have joined. Well,
Okay.
you can go into Facebook and you can re-invite them.
Okay.
There is a feature there because I just did that for this party that I'm in, and it's kind of like it
A reminder.
a reminder.
Okay.
Facebook will send them a reminder to join the party. And
I had
so,
no idea. Hmm.
yeah, I just did that this morning because there was like 25 people kind of like hanging out there. And so I
Right.
just sent a reminder. And so Facebook will do that for this party. And then people will say, oh, well, I missed it the first time, and they'll join.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah. So when I do my Facebook parties, I always tell my hosts to ask people to before you add them in, just because again, most people don't always see that notification. So that's a super helpful hint. All right, so let's talk about like content in these Facebook parties. Like what are you posting? Like what kind of stuff are you putting in there?
So, how I start that is usually I do a welcome post,
Mhm.
just to be basically for people to start coming in. And then when I see that there's like 5 to 7 people in the group, I will start doing some interacting posts. Basically, how do you know your guests or your host?
Mhm.
How do you, and then I will, um, start with like what is Cincy, because a lot of times they don't know what Cincy is, so I kind of give them like the background, not the like what our warmers are and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Isn't that wild? Like someone doesn't know what Scentsy is, and
I
yet it's
know.
like our whole life.
Yeah. Well, they just know it as being. Some of the people I came across just know it as being waxes, not
Yeah.
necessarily warmers or diffusers, or the wall fans and stuff like that. They're like, I didn't know you guys had wall fans, and so then I'll do interact. I'll do like what is Cincy. Then I'll do um um get to know your host, and then I'll do like warmers, and then I'll do mini warmers and wax, and then every day has like a theme. And
Mhm.
like Wednesday's like wax Wednesday, and then Thursday can be thrifty Thursday, and that's where I do the clearance,
Mhm.
and or free for all Friday. Like I just or like one day, like say maybe Tuesday is all of the cleaning products. So I'll do the counter cleaners, bathroom cleaners, the washer whiffs, laundry. So I'll do that all in one day.
And is it you think it just kind of like helps you and everyone else just to kind of have like a focus for the day?
Yes, yeah,
I
yeah,
love that. That's
yeah.
awesome.
That's just how I do it. Just so I can keep track of what I have already posted.
Yeah.
And I will post that a little bit later today, like what I do each day. Now, obviously, you can do what fits you better.
Right.
Maybe you don't want to do waxes on Wednesday and you want to come up with a different theme. That's okay.
Mhm.
This is just how I do it
Yeah,
to
I
keep it.
love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So Linda will share the outline in that Facebook group so you guys have access to it. So another thing, do you go live in your Facebook parties?
I do. I try to go live more than twice. So I really like if like for instance, some of the warmers that are going away this month, I have been doing small videos about them because people like to see like the consultant in the videos,
Yes.
and like how I'm using the products. So a lot of times I will do a video and just share with them like this is what I'm doing today with my laundry. You may think it's boring, but people find it fascinating to know what you're doing in your life.
Oh yeah.
And so,
Absolutely.
and I'm not, and my friends will contest. Sometimes my videos are about as corny as it can be, but it's fun. It's an eye catcher. Sometimes things don't always go right in lives. We all know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I think the corny, like people love cheesy. Like they love
Yeah,
cheesy, they love corny, they love like the cheeky, funny. They love that. So and you're just that's so who you are. Like authentically, you are just a very funny person. And I think your live videos like really capture that. And people do really well with us in business. Like customers want to see who we are. They want to see us having fun. And when we're having fun, they're going to have fun. When they see you love something, they're
yeah,
going to want that, like 100%. So I love that you kind of use that with like how you use the products, um, and like showcasing like certain things because let's be real, like a lot of our warmers, you can see a picture of it, but like seeing a video is so much different. Or like I've gone live once cleaning my toilet with Scentsy bathroom cleaner and people went nuts. Or like I did like a how to with cleaning my shower head with counter clean and like those kind of things or bathroom
right.
clean, but people just those kind of things just kind of they work, they sell, you know.
Biggest
So
thing is the
go
biggest
ahead.
thing is just go live and not be afraid.
Yeah.
The first time you get it out of your system, um, it will be okay. You just got to do it at least once. Just go
Yeah.
with it.
For sure. Yeah. So okay, let's talk about that. So like the first time you went live, let's talk about what did it look like the first couple times you went live versus what it looks like now.
So yeah, the first couple of times, like I always, I'm like I don't know what I'm doing, and so
Yeah.
I will always have like some notes on standby because I always want to know what I'm talking about. And then so like I will have like a little bit of details about the warmer and the cost and um and just also my wax and what I'm warming that day. But people want to know a little detail about it.
Yeah.
And so I always want to be educated before I go live and to make it look like I know what I'm talking about.
Right. I agree. Yeah. And just like having that little bit like a scent description or like product
Yeah.
details, I think that really helps kind of like, in case you forget something, like it's just right there and people won't think twice about you pulling up a piece of paper or
Oh,
an iPad or another website or whatever.
yeah.
Um, and would you agree, like when you do lives, just kind of like the more you do them, the better you get?
You do. You do.
Yeah.
You get more comfortable in your own skin and you just get relaxed. Um,
Yeah.
because now people just know like who I am,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's just you have to do it at least once.
Oh yeah, and you have to do it more than once. Like the first couple of
Yeah.
times, you're not going to be good at it the first time you try it. We actually
Yeah.
have another presenter coming on later this month. She's going to be training all about doing lives. So I absolutely love that. But thank you, Linda, because I remember you the first couple times you did it, you were like, I don't know about this. And now, guys, Linda goes live all the time for her VIPs. She goes live in our team group. She goes live in her parties, and I think that that definitely like increases sales for sure. Um, so let's talk about some other tips you have. So like know that you mentioned like times that you post. Like is there any times you don't post like
I
during the day
don't Yeah, I don't post. Well, I only post starting at 9:30 in the morning, and I don't post after 8:30.
at night?
Just and I schedule everything. So Facebook has a nice section there where you can schedule all your posts. And for me, I post 6 times a day. Sometimes that might be too much for your customers, but for me, I have found it to be a good fit. Um, Sometimes people only do 4, and that's okay. Sometimes people only do 1. Um, it's just keeping that page active.
Yeah.
But I post like usually 9:30, 11, 1ish, between 1:30, and then I'll do again at 4, 7, and maybe 8:30. That's just my idea of a day. And it just, again, I have theme day. I have it in my mind like what I'm going to do, and so I will kind of have a theme of the day going on.
Yeah, I love that. That's perfect. And like Linda told me yesterday, she goes, if you post after 8:30, it just gets lost in Facebook land. And like that is so true, by the way, guys. After a
Yeah.
certain hour, like there's all sorts of times you could do all the research. So you also mentioned yesterday that if you aren't able to go live, you'll share like a recorded video. Can you tell us about that real fast?
Yeah. So a lot of times at 10 o'clock, I am doing laundry, and I'm like, oh, this would be a great opportunity for people to see my laundry, my washer whips, and the products that I use. So I will do a quick video of the products, and I keep it under like 4 minutes because anything longer, people get bored and they stop watching. And plus, like I have an Android. Plus, anything after that, I can't post to my Facebook page because it's too long. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah.
But so I try to keep it very short, simple, and sweet, and um, and to get the point across.
Yeah, that's perfect. And that's like, even if you guys don't have time, like if you can go live, I think that is the best option because it really gets people engaged. But if you can't do a live video, if it doesn't like fit into your day or whatever, a recorded video is just fine. And you can even reuse those. Like you could record a handful of videos about certain products and then use those on multiple parties throughout the season too. Um, yeah, so that's awesome. Linda, talk to me about when a party guest places an order through the party. What do you do?
Because the first thing I do is um, I look and see what they have ordered, and then I will thank them on my VIP page. I do use Canva, so
Okay.
I go a little out of the way, and I make a cute little thank you note for them and our image, and I put it on my VIP. You don't have to do that. You can certainly do like just thank you for your order, but a lot of times what I have found is that what somebody has ordered, somebody else wants as well. So showing a image is really important, and it's almost like advertising it, but you're not forcing it.
Yes.
you
Oh,
know,
absolutely. And you do
so
this in the party groups too, right? So like if a party guest,
yes,
you
yeah.
post in the party so the other party guests can see what they ordered.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If I'm in that party, yes, I can see you can see what other people have ordered. Not everything, because some things might be private or whatever. But I just grab, like say, a warmer or whatever they have ordered. Then I also will message them privately and say, thank you for your order. Now, Cincy Connect does do that for you, where you can do a follow-up system, but it is a little bit delayed. And people like to be acknowledged that you recognize them, not necessarily in the party, but privately too. Like, hey, I got your order. I thank you. I appreciate you. And so that's what I do.
That's huge. Guys, appreciation and gratitude goes so very, very far. When you acknowledge, like, thank you for placing an order, you've helped out Lisa, like the host, or your order
Yeah.
helped out Lisa. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support of both the party and my business. That is the foundation that you begin that relationship with because most of these party guests that place an order, you don't already know them, right? Like,
No, I don't. 9 times out of 10, I don't know them.
right. And that is, imagine like as a customer, as a consumer, when you buy something, if someone immediately like texts you and says, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for placing an order," like that just feels good. Like you feel appreciated. And nowadays, like a lot of people are tight on money. So like they're going to be very selective with who they spend their money with and what they spend their money on. So I think that is just huge to both send the text message so they individually feel appreciated, but also posting so that other people can kind of see like, oh, this person placed an order, they're helping the party. Here's what they got. And if we're being very honest psychologically, people want what other people have.
Mhm.
It's just how it is. Like it starts when you are a small child and you see another kid with a balloon or an ice cream and you want it because they have it or your siblings. And it doesn't change when we get adults, when we become adults. Like, you'll see something in someone else's house and you want what they have. And that's absolutely brilliant. I love that. And in case you guys don't know, Sensi Connect is a free follow-up app. So Linda uses that for her follow-up. The app does prompt you. It sends you like a notification, like someone, placed an order. So even if you don't text them as soon as they place the order, I think as long as you like, within 24 hours or 48 hours, I think that's really big. Um, so that's awesome. And then let's talk really quick. So you told me yesterday that when you book one party, it's kind of like a domino effect, and you end up
Yes.
getting more and more parties. So how do you get a party guest to book their own party?
I do several things. So one, I will post it in the party that I'm doing now. I will just there's like a flyer that I use, to book your own party. But I also will message every single person in that party and ask them, you know, Lisa will benefit. Lisa is just the name we're using. Lisa will benefit if you book a party off of her. And then also, we have that perpetual reward. And we can use that to our advantage and say, hey, you book a party, I will give you a half off item because you can work that into your advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And just so you know, perpetual party reward when you have a party that hits qualifying, it's just an additional half off credit that you can attach to any guest in that party. You just have to use it before you close the party. So
Right.
that's something that you can use to incentivize someone to book. You could give that away to the hostess if someone books. So that is super awesome. So you said you text them about this
Um,
individually?
well, I Facebook messaged them.
Okay, but it's
Yeah,
like a
because I
one-on-one conversation.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
Because and then you have to be careful because sometimes they don't have Messenger on their end and they may not see your message. So a lot of times I will always post it in their party as well. And then and then they see it that way as well.
Yeah, and that's awesome. So part of it is, not everyone has Messenger. Another thing is your message might go into their like requests folder, like a message request, so they might not see it. So
Right.
that's another thing you can post about in a Facebook group is say, "Hey, I just messaged everyone. Can you please check your message request folder so you don't miss it?" And that's another great thing. But
And also I will have the host because she knows her people and her party. I said,
Yes.
can because if I see my Facebook message has not gone through, I will say, hey, can you reach out to 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Yeah.
Because you know them and just ask them about booking a party. So I make the host sometimes do a little work too.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome too. So if you because most of these people, like you said, nine out of 10 don't know who you are, but they know the host. And the reason why people buy from parties is because they want to help the host and then they also want to get the products. So how I've run parties in the past is to get more party bookings, I actually give the perpetual party reward to the host if they get someone else to book a party off of theirs. So I tell the host this, and I'll post about it on Facebook. I'll message the party guest. But then if you have the like you do, where you ask the host, like, hey, if you message your people and one of them books a party, you get an extra half off credit. And that can sometimes incentivize them enough to kind of get those parties booked. And that's huge. So this is kind of flying by the seat of the pants because I didn't ask you this question before. Um, what do you consider like I'm trying to think the best way to like word this question. How do you define like a successful party? Like what would make you consider a party a success?
Probably anything over 500 or
Okay.
even 1,000. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had parties that have been over 1,000. And to me, yeah, that's success, you know.
Yeah.
But to me, I know a lot of the times they only have to be over 200 right now,
Yeah.
for them to get some rewards. But for me, anything over 500, I feel like I've done a good job.
Yeah. I agree with that. And sometimes, have you ever had parties that didn't hit qualifying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It happens to all of us. Like
Yeah.
every single one of us, even if you have the most perfect outline, the perfect host coaching, the perfect this, that, and the other thing, sometimes the host just isn't interactive. Sometimes they don't invite enough people, or they're just kind of MIA and you don't get sales. So my baseline for success for parties has always just been as long as I meet at least one new customer or one new person. Because you never know. You're one person away from your whole business changing. Like Linda, you told us about Randy. So Randy was just a party guest that decided to join. And now
Yeah.
Randy and Linda are like super tight. They've like Randy came with us to World Tour. She came with us to SFR. She's going with us on our retreat. She has her own team. Like that is you're one person away from your whole business changing. That could be one person you meet at a party, and you just kind of never know what that's going to go. I'm going to hop on really quick just to see if there's any questions that people have posted to answer really quick before we hop off, Linda.
Okay, great.
Let's see.
I just hope that I have helped somebody today.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
zero doubt that that happened. All right, so someone said that live videos make them so nervous. All right, I think we're good. Let's see. Okay, I don't see any other questions. Is there any other advice that you would give to someone about parties? Like, is there anything else that we forgot to mention that you might want to share out there?
just be yourself and just have fun.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think that's huge. If you
you
have
know,
fun, everyone else will have fun.
Yeah. And just do a plan of action, like, before the party. Like, so for instance, when I know that somebody is going to book a party, like I will message them like the date, like say the party's going to start on Monday. I will message them on Sunday and get everything lined up so it can go live on Monday. And just have good communication with your host. That's the biggest thing is communication is key.
Yeah, I think that's huge. Well, Linda, thank you so much. I so appreciate you taking time out of your day and doing this scared and sharing in front of lots and lots and lots of people. I'm sorry about all of these technical difficulties, but as you guys kind of catch the replay, share comments on Facebook, on YouTube, either spot, just kind of let us know like what your thoughts are, what resonated with you. If this helped you in any way, please, please, please do me a favor. Tell Linda, comment or message her, just let her know because you are such a bright light, my friend. Like you I know everyone else doesn't know you like I know you, but you are the epitome of what it means to be a Scentsy shining star. You eat, breathe, sleep sensey energy. You are just absolutely wonderful. By the way, Linda and I will both be at the Columbus World Tour. So if you guys are going to be there, stop by, say hi. We will both also be at SFR this year. So if you see either of us, stop by, say hi, give us a hug. And that's kind of what we have for you guys. So thanks again, friend. And I hope everyone here has a great day.
Yeah. But thank you for having me.
Thank you, friend. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.